Some people, including politicians, believe that college should be free. I do not believe this. They potentially believe that if college was free, it would make America a more educated and potentially a better place overall. I'm here to tell you today that it's not that simple. I'm sure you guys are all well aware of how expensive college is per semester and how some people want to fight that with it being free. I'm here to tell you today that this would complicate things majorly. I'm 3 years into my degree at Auburn University, so I believe that I'm well equipped to deliver this message. If anybody were to want free college, it would be somebody like me who has just taken on close to $80,000, $90,000 of student loans to get through college. Today I'm going to explain that free college would increase taxes, overcrowd schools, potentially decrease students' motivation to do well, damage community college reputations, and much more. The first source I like to pull from is from Forbes.com. This article says that college is not a public good, and I also agree with them. A public good is something that is non-excludable and that benefits everyone and accessible to the public. An example of a public good, would probably be like Einstein's law of physics or Newton's law of gravity, where it's accessible to anyone through the internet or various textbooks, and you can use these laws to potentially build a rocket or do anything science related. Another example of how it's not a public good is, like for example, if you were to attend Yale University's business lectures for 3 years in a row as a non-student and retain all the information, this does not necessarily mean that you can get a degree from Yale University. The benefit of a degree accrues to the student who is taking college. When I say that it benefits them, I'm saying that once you get your college degree, you have not limitless opportunities, but multiple opportunities to make good money with your degree and pay off your student debts. I know a lot of people hate paying off debts, but I believe that college is worth the trouble. Another reason why free college would probably harm society or the economy as a whole is there would not be a lot of money for teachers and professors and TAs to make like as much money as they'd like to. A lot of the money that they make comes from tuition, which is obviously extremely expensive, and if that does not exist, then they probably will not be paid handsomely. This could lead to a decrease in the quality of professors, and they might choose to go somewhere else if they have to cut down on the salaries. And I like to sum that source up by saying that more degrees does not make the public good. So I honestly do not believe that college as a whole is necessarily a public good. The second source I'd like to pull from is a website called tradeschools.net. I believe that they make the most logical point of not having free college, and that is the taxes. Now, people say that college would be free, but in my opinion, I believe it would be impossible for college to ever be truly free because the American people would be paying a hefty tax. College textbooks, college classes, everything's very expensive, so I believe this would lead to a extremely high tax that could potentially cripple the economy, which by the way is in really good shape at the moment. The next point I'd like to make is another really important one that I think people should learn, is that you don't necessarily need a college degree to make a lot of money in this country. I believe that the United States, as well as Japan and a lot of other countries in the Eastern Hemisphere, have shown that you don't need a degree to make even six figures of money. You can go to trade school and become a plumber, a welder, and do something more. I know it's more of a labor job, but there's definitely potential to make some serious money coming out of trade school, and I believe that this is an option that many Americans should consider and is very necessary. Another thing that could go wrong if you make college free is it would render community colleges useless. A lot of people already have a negative outlook toward community colleges, and if four-year schools are free, then I believe that two-year schools would almost be obsolete, which could cause loss of jobs as well as loss of infrastructure and things like that. The third source I'd like to pull from is a website called norris.com. This is an extremely reliable website, and I really like some of the points that they were making. I believe that the most important point they made was it would lead to more W's in class. Now, when I say W's, I mean students have the option to withdraw from a course probably up until about 70% of the way through the course if they believe that the grade is going to be bad. Now, the upside of a W or withdraw is it does not affect your GPA, but the downside is you lose the money that you pay for, like textbooks as well as the class. And if college is free, I believe that students would probably be withdrawing from classes at a very high rate, seeing as there's no financial burden there. And the last point that Norris makes I really liked was the competition between different universities. If college was free, then I believe that it would be harder for some of the smaller schools, even the bigger schools, depending on the person, to recruit certain students that they want to their student body, because if everything's free, then people will just go where they want to, even if it's not the right fit or if they don't deserve to be there. And that kind of leads to another point that could be said, like if a student doesn't like big classrooms or doesn't like small classrooms and everything's free, then they might not get the best fit for them, which would help their education. The last website I like to pull from, is my source, is a website called studentdebtrelief.com. They make a really good point about if college was free, then budget issues would lead to poor curriculum, materials, supplies, and research. Now, all of this stuff, all of this like curriculum, material, research would be negatively impacted if college was free, because a lot of tuition money goes towards, I would say almost all tuition money goes toward research, making the university more reputable and things like that. Another point they made that I really liked was, I believe that students would begin to take college for granted if it was free. Whereas I think a lot of people would be guilty if anything's free. Hard work would decrease and motivation would decrease, and this would lead to poor results for universities that I do not believe that they would want. I believe that college should be a place where people who want to go should go and work hard and get their degree. And the last point that StudentDebtRelief.com makes that I really liked was the financial literacy would decrease if college was free. I believe that the younger generation already has a problem with entitlement maybe, and if they just assume that the government can pay for everything, then this could lead to just an overall negative attitude. So I hope today, in conclusion, that I have convinced you that college should not be free for multiple reasons. Thank you.